critic says the Northman reeks of pure macho stereotypes and white supremacy. IMDb describes the new Viking action drama The Northman as an action-filled epic that follows a young Viking prince on his quest to avenge his father's murder. In a lot of ways, this film is kind of like a Viking Hamlet. That is the best way that I can describe it to people who are, thinking about if they should check this movie out or not. I think that you should. I went and saw it this past weekend. It is a phenomenal film. It is truly a fantastic film. There's no wokeness. There's none of that nonsense. It is one of the best stories that I've seen come from Hollywood in quite some time, and it is a film that deserves the support. So that is what I am going to, that is basically my stamp of approval on the Northman film. But apparently, since I approve of the film, that makes me a very, very bad person, because apparently this film is going against the woke agenda. Meanwhile, the Daily Mail wrote that, this is absolutely insane, wrote that white supremacists have claimed ownership of the new film, which stars Alexander Skarsgård and Nicole Kidman in an all-white cast. All-white cast? What? Which reinforced pure macho stereotypes. Oh, we are living in a crazy world, my friends. A crazy world. The Guardian notes how director Robert Eggers already addressed the connection between Viking culture and white supremacy. His aim was to reclaim Viking history from white right-wing groups, which is crazy because, look, I'm a huge fan of Viking history. I love Viking history. I love Viking culture. I love all of those things. I love Viking mythology, Norse culture, Norse history. I mean, my family is literally from that. Those are my ancestors, and I love it. I absolutely love that stuff. It's super fascinating to me, and I'm very proud of my ancestry. And so I think this whole thing of, there is this thing where there's a lot of white supremacists out there that tried to claim, Vikingism, whatever you want to call it, as their own and stuff. And it's ridiculous. Okay. It's absolutely ridiculous, because that isn't the type of nonsense that Vikings were thinking of back in the day. Okay. They weren't thinking of themselves as, white supremacists. They weren't, having debates about gender ideology. They weren't doing any of that type of stuff. They weren't, putting rainbow flags and everything. They weren't doing any of that type of stuff. They had no interest in any of that. All they wanted to do was, raid, pillage, gain honor, glory, and find new lands for their families. That's basically what they were trying to do. And so a lot of this stuff is stupid. It's just stupid. All of this modern application to Vikingism, whatever you want to call it, Norse history, Norse culture, is ridiculous. And there's a lot of it coming from all sides. You have a lot of the left as well that are doing a lot of this. A lot of wokesters who are trying to, force a lot of ideas on Viking culture as well. Like, there was just tons of female Viking warriors everywhere and stuff. And yeah, there may have been some that were an exception to the rule, but there wasn't just like loads and loads of them as they want to paint it out to be. And so there's a lot of insanity all over the place when it comes to Norse history and Norse culture. The macho stereotype of that history, along with, so this is Robert Eggers, the director of The Northman, talking. The macho stereotype of that history, along with, the right-wing misappropriation of Viking culture, made me sort of allergic to it, and I just never wanted to go there. Eggers told the Observer while discussing how he almost didn't make the movie because of this. Most reviews praised the director's skill specifically while reviewing the film. The article goes on to describe Skarsgård in The Northman as bare-chested, pumped up with battle rage, wearing a wolf's pelt as headgear, which is so awesome that they included the Ulf Hednar and the whole berserker type stuff in here is absolutely fantastic. I loved all of that stuff. It was so great. And then draws a connection between him and the infamous QAnon shaman. So the guy from January 6th, whatever. Okay. So reviewer Richard Roper wrote, "The Northman is often insanely over the top, and there are moments when it feels as if Eggers could maybe ease his foot off the pyrotechnic pedals, but still, this is one of the most strikingly original and brutally effective movies of the year so far. So there's a lot of outrage going on about this film. And as you can see here, this is the ridiculous headline coming from Daily Mail when it comes to this. White supremacists hijack the Northman. Blockbuster starring Nicole Kidman features Nordic lore popular with alt-right groups who hail its all-white cast and pure masculinity. So, like, the world is stupid, okay? People are stupid. Like, come on. Across the board, I'm so sick and tired of all this type of stuff, of people applying their own stuff onto films. It's just ridiculous. You know, and that's not what this film is about at all. There is pure masculinity. Like, the amount of toxic masculinity in this film is fantastic. I love it because we don't get enough of that these days in films, unfortunately. And honestly, the fact that it's an all-white cast is just because that's historically accurate to the time. That's just the case. That's just the simple fact of the matter, okay? And if that is something that gets you off or something that you're offended by, both of you are stupid when it comes to that. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'd appreciate that a lot. And I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.